Good evening. Welcome to the press conference for Novak Djokovic. Please raise your hand if you would like to ask a question. Novak, great performance against a very talented young opponent. Just give us your initial thoughts.
Yeah, it was a very good battle. Credit to him for playing very well. I think the entire match and serving great. He did surprise me. I didn't expect him to serve that well, but he was at some parts of the match just serving so good that I wasn't able to kind of read his serve or attack his serve. So just a huge improvement from him, I think, in the last 6 months since the last time I faced him in Shanghai. And, well, the results are showing his improvement. He's in quarters of the Grand Slam for the first time. And, you know, I told him at the net to keep going and just a bright future is ahead of him for sure if he keeps going this way.
You kind of joked a little bit about being the old guy against the young guys out here. I'm wondering, in what ways do you relish going up against the kids? And are there specific things you work on with an eye to trying to get the better of specifically Jannik and Carlos?
Well, I wasn't joking, actually. It's facts, you know. just way older than them. But I was also saying on the court that motivates me to, you know, to see how much can I still keep going with these guys toe to toe, you know. And I lost straight sets to Jannik in the semis of Roland Garros. You know, I think I played a solid match. I could have played better, but he was just better player when the moments were important. So I get another opportunity, and for me this is what counts actually the most. I mean, being in the last stages of Grand Slams and playing against you know, the best player in the world right now, and him next to Alcaraz. I mean, are the leaders of the tennis today and the men's tennis. So yeah, couldn't ask for a bigger challenge for sure for myself, and I'll look forward to it. I'll do my best to get ready and perform my best there.
Novak, sorry.
No, sorry, in front of you, yeah. You yes.
Okay. Hi, Novak. Just about your next match against Jannik. What did you expect from that? Because also you two, so I mean, you had also this kind of issue at the very last stint of your match today, and he has another issue at his arm. So what kind of match do you expect?
I don't expect anything, to be honest. I just try to focus on my recovery right now, getting my body in shape for a very physical battle. Hopefully I can deliver the level and be able to stay with him for potentially 5 sets, because that's, yeah, I mean, it's going to take the best of me at the moment to beat Jannik. So I mean, I know that. So that's the only thing I'm thinking about right now. Just getting myself physically and mentally in the right state so I can fight with him for as long as it's necessary.
If I ask, I mean, every time the Queen comes here to Wimbledon, you always win. So I just wondered what you say to each other before your match today.
I you know, prefer not sharing that. It's private, but we had a nice exchange. I was actually surprised with her comment and a question that she asked. It was non-tennis related. And she was very pleasant, very pleasant. And of course, it's a great honor and privilege for me to be able to shake hands with Queen of England. And I've had that honor as well, 2010 with late Queen Elizabeth. So, and it's obviously a phenomenal occasion for Wimbledon, you know, to host a royal family. And you know, Wimbledon traditionally has been attracting royal family, and so it's beautiful to see there's still an interest for our sport, and of course it's important for all of us.
I'm working on a story about one of the most famous images of your Wimbledon history, which is this one. when you were down championship points. You recognize this in
Of course,
2019. What are your
seen it
thoughts?
many times.
What are your thoughts when you look at this picture, and where do you see it around, and how does it make you?
Well, I mean, look, I haven't seen it when I was playing on the court, but I know exactly when it happened because lots of my fans have been, sharing, reposting that picture, and they still do after whatever 6 years. Yeah, I mean, look, I think obviously remembering 2019 finals is very positive for me because I won it, coming back from 2 match points down, but I can't really how can I say use that photo as the main reference of the match because that means that I'll be poking a finger in someone's eyes, so but I do understand why my fans are sharing that, and that's okay. It's in the heat of the battle, those things happen, and he was 1 point away, so it didn't happen. I mean, it's sport.
I talked to her today. She's rooting for
Okay,
you.
Ben, sorry, we need to...
You talked with her today?
Mm-hmm.
She's rooting for me now.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, that's a nice turnaround. I'm very thankful for that.
Martin.
Talking of images, we saw one in the last game which looked unbelievably painful. How much did that hurt? If I can ask a second, before you are 2 matches away from the 25th potential Grand Slam title of world all-time record. Is that a motivation, or is that you can't afford to think about?
Of course, it is motive. I mean, it's a given. It's grant. I mean, in a sense, for me to feel the significance of the moment, we don't even need to talk about it. Of course, I am aware of where getting myself in a position to play semis against the best player in the world. Now, in terms of the fall, it was a nasty fall. It was very awkward. That happens on the grass. I've had quite a few of those throughout my grass court career, but obviously, body is not the same today like it was before. So I guess the real impact or effect of what happened I will feel tomorrow. So let's see. I'm hoping the next 24 to 48 hours that the severity of what was happening on the court and what happened is not too bad, that I'll be able to play it at my best and free of pain in 2 days.
Sean.
Novak, congratulations. You're playing incredibly well. You're still moving around incredibly. I wonder, when you dig into the numbers, maybe take it out last year because you were coming back from injury, how are your stats, whether it's movement, whether it's positional baseline, whether it's the force or your ground strokes, how do they compare perhaps to 2, 3, 4 years ago, do you think, when you look at the data? And do you think you are not far away from peak Djokovic, whoever that may be?
Well, I mean, I am pleased with the way I'm playing. I've done my very best in weeks prior to Wimbledon to get myself ready. Can I do more than this in terms of preparation, in terms of getting myself in a high level? I don't know, maybe. But I have about 10 people in my team daily working on every single aspect of my on-court, off-court career and preparation and recovery. And sometimes I get tired of all the chores that I have to do on a daily basis to get my body ready to be able to perform. It's a lot of hours spent off the court, in the gym or on the table, or just trying to work with what I have. And I'm very satisfied with it as a 38-year-old to be able to move the way I'm doing, that I'm moving right now and playing. So, it is, and it has always been, my greatest goal to do well in slams. I'm again in another great position. Let's see, the Sinner and Alcaraz, we know that they're the dominant force right now in the tennis. And, if I want to at least go a step further, I have to beat the number 1 in the world and eventually play Alcaraz in the finals. So, physically, I hope that I'll be able to sustain that. You know, that's more of a concern than a game-wise. I think game-wise, the way I'm feeling the ball when I'm fit and ready, I feel like I can go toe-to-toe with these guys, you know, and even beat them if I'm playing my best.
Okay, sorry, we're out of time for English. We're going to switch to Serbian questions.